Hey guys, I'm Vincent Lin. This is Lin Institution, and today we'll be going over PSAT 2019, specifically the math section of the PSAT and the subtopic of advanced math. And today we'll be starting with question 6. It says, which expression is equivalent to the square root of 16x to the 16th power, where x is greater than 0? Now, it's important to take into account. Hold on one second. Okay, there's another way to rewrite this. Of the square root of 16x to 16 power, a square root is basically this thing, the 1/2 power. And now, using, just power rules, bring that down to both of them. Now, 16 to the 1/2, or square root of 16, that's 4. Now, for the next one, x to the 16 to the 1/2, that will basically be multiplication of 16 times 1/2. And that will equals x to the 8th. Now, the final answer should be 4x to the 8th. And that should be B. Let's check. Yep, answer B. Next question. What are the solutions to a given equation? If you look at the answer choices, that's a quadratic formula. So, what you should do is do the quadratic formula. Okay, if you remember, quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now after that, just plug all of the numbers in. It's negative 5 plus or minus square root. Oh, if you look at that, only a and c have negative 5. So, and the only difference between a and c is b squared. So we just need to find b squared. So b squared will be 25. So now we know it's A, and we don't have to do the rest. Yep, answer A. Next question. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression above? This one, let's see. Okay, all of them have 4x squared, so we don't have to worry about that. We know the answer will be 4x squared. Now, let's find the constant first. The constant is the one without a variable x next to it. So let's clear this out. Now we know the constant for this one will be 6 because 2 times 3 is 6. Over here, if you carry the negative out, it will be plus 2. And over here, if you square that, it will be 25. So 25 plus 2, that's or if you do 6 plus 8, 6 plus 2, that's 8. Now 8 plus 25. 33. And then now you just need to find the middle one. So it's either going to be A or D. Now to find the middle one, you'll know that's if you multiply 2 times x, that's 2x. And then that would be negative x. So minus x. Now over here, that's basically 2x plus 5 times 2x plus 5. In the parentheses. And you get that from 2x times 5, and then this 2x also times 5. And then that'll just be 20x plus that. That'll be 21x. So the answer will be A. Let's check. Yep. And next question. What is the y-intercept of the graph? Now if you remember what the y-intercept is, that's when x is 0. So all you have to do is plug in 0 for x. 0 plus 3. 0 plus 3, that's 3, so 3 to the 3rd power, that's 27. So it's the next question. Okay, this one a lot of people messed up. They forgot that for these exponential functions, like let's say just 2x, if you plug in 0, 2x, or 2 to 0, that equals 1. So it's because like in the graph when you're drawing it, here, let me change it to a different color. When drawing it, it would be like that. And at that point right there, that's 1. So, you see the y-intercept is at negative 4. So because of that plus 1, it will be minus 5. And you see all of them is 2x, so it doesn't really matter. It's 2x, plug it right there. 2x minus 5, that's C. Let's see. Yep, answer C. Next question. Okay, this one, system of equations. Okay, with system of equations, actually, if you look at this one, the y has nothing in front of it. There's no coefficients in front of the y, and the y is not squared or anything. So all you have to do is isolate the y, since the other one's already isolated. So let's do that. It'll be x squared minus 6x equals y. The other one's y equals negative 6x plus 36. If this is what y equals, and this is also what y equals, you can set them to each other. So x squared minus 6x equals negative 6x plus 36. Now this is just some basic algebra. X squared minus 12x plus 36. And now, which value of xy? Okay, now to separate that. Now another way is 36. How can it be broken up? It could be 6 and 6. It could be 12, 3. Let's see. I have a brain fart right now. Can't think correctly. There's 9 and 4. What else is there? Oh wait. Okay, I'm stupid. The first one works. 6 plus 6. So all you have to do 6. Let's see. Oh, since this one is a minus sign and this is a positive, you'll know this is a minus. They're both minuses. Because if you do, here, I like doing these box method. So negative 6, x, negative 6, that'll be x squared, minus 6x, minus 6x, and then 36. So that's the correct answer, because that will basically be x squared minus 12x plus 36. Okay, so now you know x equals 6. And then now, let's see. Possible value. Look at 6, 36. Okay, so it's basically, it should be A. Yep, okay. I was overthinking it. So since x is equals to 6, and you plug it in, it'll give you y equals to 0. And now the answers, the question is asking you, what's the value of x times y? So if you do 6 times 0, that's 0. So the answer is A. Oh, next one. Miss Tabonelli deposits 20,000 in an account that has 5,000 interest rate. Compound yearly. If she does not add or withdraw from the account for 2 years, how much interest will she have earned for the next 2-year period? So now we know it's 20,000 times what was it, around like 1.05, and let's do that math. 1,000 times 1.05. Now 1.05, 5%. 5%. If you don't know what 5% of 20,000 is, it's fine, because you should know what 10% is. 10% would be 2,000, and half of that would be 1,000. So now we know after the first year, she should have 21,000 dollars. But now second year, we could apply the same thing of how, if you don't know what 5% of 21,000 is, you should know 10%, which is 2,100, and then just divide that by 2. 1050. 1050. 1050 plus that should equals what is it? 2250. And now the difference between this and the initial 20,000 is I just realized I messed up. That's 0 right there, and then 50. Now the difference should be $2,050. So the answer is D. Next question. Okay, this one. Okay, this one you need to know how to make the common denominator. Now, hold on, let me just write this out. I'm gonna leave some space for math. X equals 5. Now to create a common denominator, you have to multiply by the opposite denominator, by the values of the opposite denominator. For example, 1 over x, you have to multiply that by 3x over 3x. I got 3x over 3x because the denominator of the other one is 3x. And now I'm able to just randomly multiply it by 3x over 3x because 3x over 3x is basically equals to 1. And all of these numbers are always multiplied to 1. So now if we multiply this out, it will be 3x over 3x squared. Now let's do the right one. We multiply it, do the same thing, because the denominator is x, it will be x over x. Multiply that out, it'll be x and 3x squared. Now we don't have to multiply 3x or x to the other side of the equation, because what I'm basically doing is like what I said before, I'm multiplying by 1. I'm not adding any new values. These were already there. We're just manipulating them. And now they have the same denominator. You're able to add them together. It will be 3x plus x over 3x squared. Now 3x plus x, that equals 4x over 3x squared. Now look, the top one has x, bottom has x. You could cancel those out. Now it's 4 over 3x, that equals to 5. Now if you look at the value, we're trying to find 3x over 4. That's similar to 4 over 3x. All we have to do is flip it. And to flip it, we just multiply both sides, or we just change both sides by putting it to the power of -1, which basically just flips the values. So now it equals 3x over 4 equals 1/5. So 1/5 is the answer, and 1/5 could also be written as 0.2. Let's see. Yep, 1/5. Or yeah, either 0.2 or 1/5. That's all for the math no calculator. And here, let's go to math with calculator for advanced math. Okay, question 10. Which of the following is the solution to the equation above? Okay, hold on, let me get rid of all of this. Okay, now this is already in factored form, so we don't have to do any new thing to manipulate this. All we have to do is find which one is the solution. Now, for the first one, if you plug in 1, it will be a solution, because 1 minus 1 is 0. Second one, if you plug in -2, it will be a solution. Third one, because, for second one, -2 plus 2, that's 0. Third one, if you plug in -3, that would be 0, because -3 plus 3 is 0. So we got the values of 1, -2, and -3. Let's see. And we see that -2 is A. The rest are not shown up, so the answer is A. Let's see. Yep, answer A. Next one. Okay, the equation above define W and Z in terms of A. What is 2WZ in terms of A? So all we have to do, they've given us everything. It's just simple math. So W is A plus 2, so put that in, A plus 2. And you know z is just a. And now let's do some basic algebra. Let's multiply the a over, so a squared plus 2a, but we still have to do the 2, so it'll be 2a squared plus 4a. And that's answer D. Let's see. Yep. Next one. When given the function b is a constant, if f1 equals 0, what's f3? So we're given f1. We know what f1 equals. So 0 equals f1. So if we plug in 1 to the equation, it'll be 1 squared plus b. And I'd throw b because b is multiplied by 1, but it would be redundant to just write down times 1. And now plus 5. And 1 squared, that's basically 1, so you could get rid of that. And now it's just b plus 6 equals 0, which b equals negative 6. Now you know b is negative 6, you could just rewrite the equation. X squared minus 6x plus 5. Now we're trying to find the value of f is 3, so we just plug in 3 in. So 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 5. 3 squared, that's 9, and then 6 times 3, that's 18, then plus 5. Now just do some basic arithmetics. 9 minus 18, negative 9, plus 5, it's negative 4, so the answer should be B. Yep. Next one. What is the minimum value of the equation? Now for this one, all you have to know is that negative 4 is a minimum value. I don't know how else to explain it, because x minus 2, was it the one inside the parentheses, shows how far to the left and how far to the right the vertex is. And if you don't know what a vertex is, it's in the parabola, the vertex is the lowest point right there. And then it's just, what's it, negative 2, that means it's at 1, 2. And then since it's at negative 4, the graph should actually be further down. 1, 2, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So this should be what the graph looks like. And minus 4, so we just know it's A. There's not much to it, you could do it like that. To see negative 4, minimum, lowest, there we go, negative 4, A. Okay, in the xy plane, the graph of y equals x squared minus 9 intersects at the point 1a and 5b, where a and b are constants, and p is the slope. And now, let's see. Now this is another parabola, so let's draw a random parabola. Now they've given us that it's at point 1 and 5, so when x is 1, x is 5. And we could find out a and b by just plugging in the values. So for this x squared minus 9, actually let me just get rid of parabola, it's kind of useless. Okay, x squared minus 9. If you plug in 1, that's 1 squared minus 9. Same thing as negative 8. And now for the next one, just plug in 5. So 5 squared minus 9. It's 25 squared. 5 squared, which is 25. And then minus 9, now it's be 16. So now we know it intersects at the point 1, negative 8, and at 5, 16. Now we just need to do the rise over run, the formula, I forgot what it's called, but it's basically y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2, or actually it should be y2 minus y1, and x2 minus x1. It really doesn't matter, honestly. So let's plug that in. It's 16 minus negative 8, and then it's 5 minus 1. Negative and negative, that makes it positive. So let's change it to positive. 16 plus 8, that would just be 24. And now 5 minus 1, that's 4. 24 over 4, that's just 6. So now we know the slope should be 6. Let's see, that's answer A, and let's see if it's correct. Yep. The next question. It's taking forever to load. Okay, there we go. For the exponential function f, the table above shows several values of x and the corresponding values of f of x, where a is a constant greater than 1. If k is a constant, fk equals a to the 29th, what is the value of k? Okay, now for this one, we could try to find the equation. Now or if you plug in 1, or hold on. If you plug in f of x, no, we need to find f of x, but when x equals 1, it equals a. But if x equals 2, it equals a to the 5th power. So yeah, it's just this pattern, you could just see how there's probably a x up here, and since it was plus that, let me think. Okay, well, I can't think this logically. I'll just go through my own method. It's 1a to a 5th, 3, 8, 9. You see how it's basically a 1 here. It's plus 4, then it's plus 4. Hold on. 8. Okay, never mind. I'm stupid. Let's go back to the equation. It's basically f of x. If you look at it, you see how, or before you see the plus 4, that shows 4x. Then plus 1. And the reason I add the plus 1, actually no, you do need plus 1? To 8. I don't know why my brain is acting stupid right now. Well, it doesn't matter. All you have to know is that they keep on increasing by 4. It's always plus 4. And if you see the numbers, it's 1, 5, 9. If you minus all of these by 1, 0, 4, 8, these are all just increments of 4, starting with 0. So let's look at the 29. If you do 29 minus 1, it's 28. Now 28 over 4, that would just be 7. Now the answer is not 7, because if you look at this, what was it? If you look at all the problems, trying to think how to explain this. If you do like 3, or yeah, if you do like 2 times 4, actually wait, doing something wrong. Okay, yeah. If you do 2 times 4, that's 8, and that's not the answer. So you can't do it that way. But okay, yeah. If you do 2 times what was it? 2 times 4, that's 8, and plus 1, that's the answer for the next one. So for this one, like, yeah, 2 times 4, 8 plus 1, that's 9. That's the answer for 3. If you do that for 1 times 4, that's 4, and then plus 1, that's 5. That's the answer for 2. So if we did this for 7 got you 29. That means that's the answer for 8. So the value should be 8. Okay. And sorry for the bad explanation for question 28. There's probably a better one right here that you could read. And let's see. Oh, that's the all of the advanced math problem for PSAT 2019. And if there's any more questions, leave them in the comment below. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like. And that's it. Keep on studying for the PSAT and the SAT. Good luck.